What up, everybody, and welcome back to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz and I talk about blades. Today's blade, the ESEE Junglas. This is the last video, the third video in my series on ESEE knives. Now, I've already filmed and posted videos on the ESEE 3 and the ESEE 6. I've got something moving off in the woods over here, and you can see all the dry leaves. It sounds like an army coming through the woods. It could be a deer or, hell, it could be a bear. I don't know, guys. But we're going to talk about the ESEE Junglas here. It is the big boy in the ESEE line. We're talking about 16.5 inches overall length with a 10.5 inch blade and a 6-inch handle. It is in 3/16 stock thickness on 1095 high carbon steel. It is a high flat grind. The grind comes up to about 3/8 of an inch from the spine of the knife, and you're talking 2 inches across that blade width. So what you end up with is a fairly thin and slicey edge profile on it. I would say about 25 thousandths of an inch. It is a very good slicer, and you know, take a look at that right there, guys. That is some of the slicey work with it right there, and then, you know, that's not pretty. It's just sort of off the fly, feather sticking. Here's some more right here, guys. But that's in a 10.5 inch blade knife that's 16.5 inches overall. The forte of this knife is chopping. You've got, you know, as far as the blade length goes, very little belly. Say about 3.5 inches of belly, and the remainder of the blade in the straight flat edge. It is a blade oriented design at 10.5 inches of blade length and 6-inch handle. It is a very, very efficient chopper. Now, when I came out here in the field, I initially wanted to do some exhibitions, some cutting and chopping exhibitions, and I apologize, it just proved to be impossible with the way that I'm filming. Since I'm having to do everything as a one-shot video with my cell phone, I can't come back and edit these scenes together. So it just proved to be too hard, guys, and I apologize for that. But hopefully in the future, we will get that straightened out where I can edit video, and in the future we'll come out and we will do these cutting tests, these chopping tests with these fixed blade knives. Now, to go back to the Junglas, we got for ESEE their classic drop point configuration. It is a mild drop with a high point, a decent amount of belly. The handle profile is classic ESEE. You've got a deep sort of choil here, a nice palm swell across the width of the handle, a catch at the butt end. It is flat slab handle scales done in micarta, but the radius on the edge of the scales is very wide open and very rounded. These are extremely comfortable handle scales. There are replacement scales available for the Junglas, but this is one of those knives that I don't find it necessary for my hands. I have medium-sized hands. This is a very comfortable handle. It gives me plenty of room, plenty of grip. There's no problem there. But if you have extremely large size hands, you may want to look at some of those aftermarket replacement scales, and you can get them from the Knife Connection. TheKnifeConnection.com, the only place that I buy ESEE products, period. I bought all my ESEE knives there, all of my ESEE accessories. They do the best aftermarket handle scales, machine G10 scales that are excellent scales, guys. They're just the place to buy ESEE product, in my opinion. I don't even look anywhere else. I don't check anywhere for prices or anything. I just go straight to the Knife Connection, and that's where I buy my ESEE products. Now, we'll take a look at the sheath real quick on this. It is one of the few factory sheaths from ESEE that is Kydex and not molded thermoplastic. It is Kydex. It is a taco type of sheath. It's one piece that's folded over and then riveted around the edge. You do have the open eyelets all the way around the perimeter. You can affix this, just the hard portion of this sheath, to anything. But this sheath does come with the MOLLE panel on the back of it. You can see here. And you can affix it to anything that is MOLLE panel, MOLLE compatible. The retention on the sheath is pretty decent. As far as just the retention of the sheath itself, it does have some rattle, guys. Now, if you are a mall ninja assassin and you need to sneak up on somebody, you probably don't want to carry this knife. But for the rest of us that live in the real world, outside of the internet, where the mall ninjas live, it's okay, guys. The retention is good, and then it's got a secondary, not a secondary retention, but an enhancement to the retention in this slide screw right here, and that just sort of clamps this portion of the sheath tighter to where it won't pull out. It doesn't really do anything for that rattle, because the rattle is down here in the blade section. It just allows it to sort of pivot this way and rattle a little bit. But you do have secondary and third retention on this sheath. You've got a cover that goes over the buttstock. It does have a draw cord on it you can clasp. And then you've got a snap right here, a strap with a snap. So it does have 3-point retention and would qualify for jump qualification for military. Now, sheath aside, let's go back and talk about the knife a little bit here. Like I say, guys, for such a big knife, it's very, very capable across a wide range of use. You know, I showed you, it'll do fine cutting, all right? If you need to do feather sticking, notching, whatever, you could do that with this knife. I'm not going to say it's the best at it. You are a little bit away from the edge and the handle. There is no forward choil, although there is a blunt section right here that you could get up close to the edge, although I don't really recommend it. It wouldn't take much to slide off on that edge, and these things come razor sharp from the factory. I mean, it's hair shaving sharp, and I've been out here for the better part of a few hours chopping around with this thing, trying to catch video and doing that. And it's still hair shaving sharp, guys. The Rowan heat treat from Rowan Manufacturing, the company that makes these knives, is excellent on this 1095. It's very, very good, guys. All right, but the forte, the specialized use of this knife is as a chopper, and it is excellent. 10.5 inches of blade, guys, in a 3/16 stock. It chops aggressively, it chops deeply, it throws chips like crazy. It's a chopping machine, guys. Much heavier than a machete. Not as heavy as, you know, an axe, of course. It's not going to cut like an axe, but it does cut very aggressively in use as a chopper for a knife. You get 10.5 inch blade length. You can come back on the handle, choke back on the handle, and they'll give you another, for my hands, another inch and a half of reach with it. Plenty of weight forward. You do have a lanyard on the back of it. If you're going to chop with it, I recommend you use that lanyard. You do not want to throw this knife out chopping with it. And you don't want to get crazy with it, guys. You want to use your tools in the right way. This will chop like crazy, but I don't want to build a log cabin with it. Okay, I'm not going to go out chopping through 8 and 10 inch diameter trees with it. I'd probably use a chainsaw. If I had to, I would use an axe. But if you need to build a shelter, a lean-to, or something like that, and you're going to be working with poles that are 4 inch diameter, say, that you need to sharpen for the ground end, you need to notch for the lashing end, this would be excellent for that, guys. I just cannot say. I wish that I could have gotten the chopping coverage into this video. I cannot say enough. It is hands down the best chopper that I've ever used. Now, in my medium hands, it's very comfortable. It may be a little bit big for those with small hands, and it's not because it's such a giant knife. It's just sort of wide, and in small hands you have shorter finger length. It may be a little wide to get a full grip on. This is in my medium hands here with medium finger length. For me, it works really good. For those with small hands, it may be a little large. You might want to put hands on one of these and try it out first. The fit and finish, guys, I can't argue with the fit and finish. Let's get real close here with the handle, the scale. There's just no gaps or anything with the handle scales. They're machined very well. They're in a micarta, a canvas micarta here. Plenty of texture. When micarta gets wet, the exposed fiber from the material in it, it swells up. It absorbs water and swells up. Micarta actually gets a little tackier feeling when it's wet. Excellent, excellent handle material for an outdoors knife. I love that across the entire ESEE product line. I like it much better than G10. G10 tends to get a little slicker when it's wet, where this micarta, it gets a little tackier feeling. Guys, I mean, what can I say? What can I say? It's just one of the best chopping big knives on the market, regardless of price point. Well under $200 with the sheath for this knife. Again, the knifeconnection.com. It's where I buy all of my ESEE product. And again, I don't have any relationship with those guys. They don't know me from jack. I just buy my stuff from them. And like all of you guys, I work for a living, and I've got a limited amount of disposable income, so I go to the place that gives me the best price and the best service, and that's the knifeconnection.com when it comes to ESEE products. They have a special relationship with ESEE, and they pass along all the benefits of that relationship to their customers. Super quick shipping, great prices, great customer service. As far as the Junglas goes, I love this knife, guys. I love this knife. And I say that about a lot of knives, but I research everything that I buy. So if it's something that I pull out of my personal collection, I already love it. It's not something that I just bought to review. This is one of 3 fixed blade knives from ESEE that I have, the 3, the 6, and the Junglas, that are my go-to fixed blade field knives, period. Okay, I have fixed blades from all kinds of different companies, but my ESEE products are the ones that are my go-to products for field use, and always will be. A combination of the designs, the features, the fit and finish, the build quality, material quality, the no questions asked warranty. It is just a superior product all around, period, guys. A superior product, and I don't have any issue with recommending ESEE knives. The ESEE Junglas is a large chopper, at all, guys. And I'm going to cut this short. There's not a lot I can say about this knife without showing the chopping. I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to do that. Maybe the next time, guys. As always, I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.